Hey guys, we're back again. We got another player here from the HTK Winter Series. We got Zander, Lil Monty from Marshmallow Hunters. Thanks so much for hopping on here with us and giving us the time of day to chat.
No problem at time.
So, before we go into any real details, you guys have like one of the most out there creative names. So, can you tell us a little bit of what the story is behind Marshmallow Hunters?
You don't know how much this question we get asked. So basically, me and my brother come from a background of hockey, and when we were designing the team, we decided like, because in hockey, when you're calling somebody a marshmallow, you call them soft. So that's also where the saying "don't be soft" comes from. So basically, we're hunting the soft people in a sense.
That's a really in-depth answer. I was expecting something along the lines of it sounded cool, but like there's actually some real thought behind that. That's awesome. So this is just you and your brother. Does your brother play on the team then?
Yes, my brother's the captain. I'm the co-captain.
All right. Tell us a little bit about your team, like who's all on it and where you guys are from. I feel like that's a pretty important thing for the audience here to know.
Um, so we have on my team we have me, Jacob, my brother. We have Nate, Achilles, Baby, James, Jackson, Jay, Peter, Andrew, and then Nico. So we have all those players. They're all from SoCal over here. So we all met everyone. So the way our team works is usually when you get prospects, you ask people, "Oh, do you want to come play?" Or like they ask us, like, "Oh, can we prospect?" How our process is we won't ask anyone at all. So they would come to us, and then we would debate about it and ask them at some point.
That's pretty cool, man. That's also a big squad. Like it's hard to keep a crew together to play. I feel like a lot of teams are just either rotating out players or they're just not competing. So kudos to you guys for pulling such a big haul. Um,
Oh my fire alarms are going off.
Perfect time, isn't it? That's how it goes. Um, if it becomes too much of an issue, we can dance around it a little bit. But
We should
uh,
be good now.
what what's your kind of play style? Can you elaborate for you and your team? Because SoCal is the like one of the only scenes I've not gonna go to in person, and I've just heard legendary tales about the region. So, can you tell us a little bit about you and your team's play style?
So how I play is me and one of my teammates, Jackson, we're the two front players of the team. So we are the main pistol players, the snake players, the objective players. We have my brother, which usually is behind me. He's one of our main anchors as a rifle player. Then we also have Nico, which is another main anchor, and then Nate, which is another main anchor. So most of the time when we're playing, we each person has their front person, and then usually the home player at middle will be the one looking over everyone at the same time.
Right on. So, I mean, you've kind of established for us then, in a sense, your your team and your play style. Is SoCal like the only scene that you guys have played at, or do you guys get to travel out of that region a lot?
Um, I not my whole team hasn't traveled personally. I traveled to Indiana, and then I went to Texas for the fight night, which was cool. We haven't really started traveling yet. This with HTK, I think my whole team and us are going to travel. So
Right on. I mean, you've said you played at HTK before. Paint us a little bit of a picture of how it was like then. Um, because I mean, we've done a lot of renovations here that we're going to touch on here in a moment.
I actually played at Shot Zone, I think, in Indiana.
Ah, gotcha. So,
Not HTK yet.
I mean, that's a pretty big deal then that you guys are getting to come out and travel a bit more as a group that you said you haven't necessarily gotten the opportunity to do as a whole. HTK, they've put a, I mean, Pops, he's put in so much work on this place. So I think it's going to be a pretty big eye opener for you guys that to see like all these amenities that they're putting in. It should be a really smooth experience, and it's really like we wanted to open the field as a place to cater to the players. So when you come in, you feel like you're at home, you're at your local field. So like everything's super familiar with you, and you're like, oh, I always everything just runs smoothly for you. I would ask him to elaborate a little bit on it. He stepped out at the moment, but um, we'll have to follow up too. Once the event actually gets going. But just to kind of make full circle of our conversation, you've talked about your team. Uh, is everybody on your team able to make it out to the tourney series, or are you pulling like a select five or something like that?
So right now, all the people I named off, we do have so Peter, Andrew, and Jay. Jay just had a kid, so he's not playing, and then Peter and Andrew don't live in Cali anymore. So we only have technically 6 in total that play right now, so we have a perfect size squad.
Right on. Man, those kids, dude, they put a real put a strain on your gameplay. Um, so I guess just for us to highlight a little bit more about field stuff, what is it that you as a player are looking for in the fields when you're scouting out or wanting to travel to a place? Like what pulls you to want to go somewhere and compete?
Um, Honestly, like proper barriers, proper like that's a big thing. Like when I went like going to places that you go to play and like you have these just janky barriers that are super dangerous. It's like I really don't want to play with these.
And
But
I feel like too, since you mentioned that, there's a few places that I've played in the past that like the floor, like the bunkers may be all right, but the floors are dangerous.
yeah, that too. That's a big thing
Um,
because that's like if you're too dangerous to dive or anything, you're gonna injure yourself more than you know.
well, the nice thing here, Pops, I'm sure is has has loved to talk about it in the past is like the basketball hardwood floors. Getting to play on it, you're not gonna really deal with
Yeah,
issues sliding on
I'm
it.
excited.
And of course, we also got the hardwood bunkers that are pretty solid. They've been around for a while, and they're not gonna slide around and stuff on you.
Yeah, I'm excited for that floor. Just to slide on it, to be honest. See how it works.
So, Pops, just to get you involved here, we're talking about the field now, about the wood floors, the wood bunkers. Care to elaborate on it? I got some video I'll throw up as well while you're chatting.
Okay. Yeah, the floors are a big deal for me. That was one of the coolest things when I saw Short actually go play there for East Coast Championships. That was like 3.5 years ago. So got to see the field and was just blown away by the third story being all wood floors. I mean, it's like a freaking house in there, man. It's so nice. And just it's not concrete, so the floor actually gives a little bit. So it's literally for perfect for sliding, diving. I mean, you know, if you do bare skin on it, it burns really bad.
Yeah, yeah, it will.
But honestly, you don't need like full crazy pads or anything. I mean, you slide really well in a jersey, right? Like even just a little protective here is awesome. So the fatigue levels for like 2-day full event, which is what we're pulling off, I think it's going to be awesome. I mean, we've done multi days there for practice and stuff, and it's just it's such an awesome, well-rounded field.
Yeah, and I mean, I get to talk about some of the tech stuff a little bit, but of course it's going to be live streamed. That's a big plus. Um, and we got a huge PA system here, so there will be plenty of communication between the refs to the field to the players. You're not gonna miss a call because you couldn't hear it. We got the PA system going. The game start system is a unique one. I don't think anybody else around us has, the lights that signal the start of the game, the stop of the game, as well as the horn. A lot of that really just ties in to try and make this experience as nice as possible for everybody and push us to that next level.
Yeah, what I really like about it is there's no one person saying get set and go. It's all the exact same time, so you can time it properly. Your breakout is one of the most important things in speed because either you get to the flag or you die getting there, right? Like, there's lots of ways that you can skin that cat, but it's very cool. You can look at a stoplight and wait for the green light. I mean, that's one of the coolest factors. And, thanks to Predator and his dad. And, you guys have done some really amazing wiring there to pull that off. But it's very, very unique. And, just another cool kind of asterisk for this field.
Let's pull Zander into this now. Like, how is all that, like, I mean, you got to soak all that in. How is that going to impact you guys? Like, I feel like part of it is like you're coming in and everything's standardized versus like I'm just trying to get used to the field, and it's like you don't have to worry about that because everything's just like it's the same. Once you've played one round on it, you know how everything's going to be the rest of the weekend long. So can you elaborate a little bit on how that is on a new player coming into the field, not necessarily a new player? You know what I mean?
No, yeah. Basically, so like whenever my team goes to a new field, it really isn't like anything bad or anything at all. Like usually we can adapt to it like super simply. The biggest thing that like Pops is saying is having that light. The breakout is one of the most key things to do while playing. And when we do breakouts, whenever me and my brother, we count down when we think, like when we have like an NSL, we'll do a countdown and we'll time everything for when it actually goes off. So having that red light it's just going to help so much more with speed and communication.
Yeah, I mean, it turns something that's originally a guessing game to now skill, where that's what we want everything to be. We want everything to be skill driven. We don't want anything really to be by chance. There's always that fun aspect of the game that, you're going to look on the other side of a bunker at the same time some guy pops out and runs down the field. Like that's never going to go away, and that's, a classic. But where it matters, it's going to be skill driven. So I got to ask, with you guys traveling, you've played in the same region you're pretty comfortable in. Are you worried about the competition at all?
Nah.
No? What puts the confidence there?
I've played in Texas, I've played in Indiana. Like just knowing, I've seen how the people play, and either they play sloppy or they're just not like even LSA, and then I think Infamous came out to the Vegas one. They just were not prepared to play against any of us.
So is there anything you want to say to the other teams then? If you guys are going in pretty confident, what do you got advice for the other teams or threats? I don't know.
I'm a nice guy, so honestly, they just needed to work on what they need to learn more. Obviously, if you guys are in Vegas, like it was for a lot of teams, it's a big awakening for even with that floor, just adapting. So just be prepared if you're going to come out at least.
Is your team a pretty conditioned team?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. Besides one person.
We're not gonna throw him under the bus or her.
No, everybody loves baby, so we're good.
I was talking about Jacob.
Oh, well, now we got two people thrown under the bus. But
not everyone, like even if they're conditioned or not really, it's like everyone still knows how to move properly with what weight they're at and stuff. So especially baby. Baby's a pretty big guy, but he knows how to move and knows how to play.
I think that
Yeah, one thing I will say about Zander and Marshmallow is they are absolute killers. I just left Vegas. Shorty got to play on their team, and the team lineup was insane. I've been to N1 multiple times. I've been to TAC all over the West Coast with Shorty and playing all over NSL multiples. Zander is probably one of the most clean sliding people I've ever played the game, right? Like, honestly, he should teach clinics, but be prepared on the live, be prepared when we share, what Marshmallow brings to the table. Be prepared for what will go down, because that was a shocker. It was difficult for people to slide last weekend in Vegas. Now you give somebody who, in my opinion, is one of the best sliders and get to position, and then is, in my opinion, the West Coast one ball champion. Be prepared. This team is coming to win the money. So, and that's what it's about. It's not, this one isn't just about talking. It's about, repping your team and paying for the trip and, having a hell of a lot of fun doing it. So I'm excited to watch you guys show up, ball out, and see the field that I've been able to build, so it's cool.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited to be there too. I've seen like your videos of it, but in person changes how it really looks.
it really does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been given the pleasure of coming in and setting some things up every few days in preparation for the event, and every time I come up here, I'm just like, just soak it in, man. It's just like the cedar trimming. I gotta pull this back up because the cedar trimming on this place, man, it's it's a little bit of a art, just all the way across. It is.
Well, it's funny because Jason actually cursed at me. He's like, "Man, I hate you, but God, I love your ideas." He's really, really impressed that what my team's been able to do there. His team stepped up. Predator, you've been there working, so this has been a massive team event to pull it all off. So, man, it's a cool honor. The field is insane, and I just want people to show up and like just see the field, and then, holy crap, we get to slide super crazy easy, and we're gonna do some really cool designs on the final play field layout. So be prepared. It's a lot of exciting stuff.
So Zander,
Can't wait.
I gotta throw this at you, man. This has been an opportunity for the audience, but also the other teams to get to know the Marshmallow Hunters. How can we follow you guys on your journey, your trip here? What social media handles do you guys got?
We have just Instagram right now, so just at Marshmallow Hunters, and then obviously I think that's all we have. Yeah, I think that's all we have.
But
Remember they expand too far on it.
You guys definitely got to keep us posted on that Instagram as you guys are flying out. First take of the field, soaking it in.
Most likely, I'll be posting on my personal with Jacob, so you can do at Lil Monty _95, and then also Jacob is, I think, at Hunter Monty 96. So we'll most likely be posting on there, and then we'll post a little bit on the Marshmallow page as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much for hopping on, and I'm counting on Craig stacked you up high, man. So you got to put on a show when you come out here. So you better put put some guys in the dead box, which is also lined at cedar.
Hey man, the dead box is pretty freaking nice though. So
yeah, it's not necessarily an insult to end in there.
After you get shot by Lil Monty, you just go enjoy the dead box. Don't be upset. Like there's no crying in airsoft, so
just don't be soft. So
no softness.
Yeah, that's a minor detail that we didn't touch on. Like once you're out, you're not gonna get shot and shot and shot inside the dead box. You're protected from them just the same as the spectators that are watching the game in person. If you want to come down and watch in person, you don't have to have iPro. There's the 360 that you saw on the camera, Plexan all the way around. So even the teams that are off the field, you're going to be able to come in and play. So or watch. Um, but I digress. There's a lot of information to unpack there, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing you guys come out and play for the HTK Winter Series. So thank you again for hopping on. I hope this has been an opportunity for you to win the audience over, win their hearts, so that they're rooting for you guys in the tournament series.
Hope so. Appreciate having me.
Absolutely.